Alright, so good morning. It's Monday morning, April 25th. I'm still here in Damascus, Virginia. Again, I arrived here on Saturday morning and end up staying through today. Right now I'm walking towards the trailhead. Possibly gonna make a quick stop at the coffee shop next to the outfitter, Mojo's. Highly recommended. They got good drinks, good sandwiches, good snacks and stuff. So I'm going to stop there to get me some breakfast before I head back on the trail, and then go from there. It was a very nice day. Highly recommend Damascus. It's a beautiful town. And for the hiking community, great to find all your hiker needs. Plenty of outfitters, restaurants, bars, as opposed to other towns that I've passed through. Here they do have a liquor license, so because most places are like just beer and wine and food. Here you got a little bit of everything. And a lot of nice places to stay at. Just kind of crowded around this time because the season for hiking and other activities. All right. So we're here with Mr. Sandog at the Sandog Outfitters. They're with Mr. Bear, waiting for the Mojo's Trail Side Cafe and Coffee to open. They said they open at 8, but still missing in action. We're here freezing now because it's kind of chilly. So hopefully somebody will come get these doors open for us to get some delicious coffee and maybe a sandwich, so we can get back on the trail sooner than later, because I'm ready to hike. This morning's disappointment, the coffee shop, substation. That's too delicious. Sausage, egg and cheese sandwiches, pretty decent coffee, and now with a good breakfast in my belly, ready to hit the trail, get today's behind our back with hopefully a good hike of 15, maybe 16 miles. So we're leaving Damascus, continuing the journey to next stop, Marion, Virginia, 65 miles or so from here. So let's see how that goes. It's a nice day, sun is up, starting to warm up. Today's supposed to get to the low mid 80s, which is actually very hot for hiking, but hopefully it'll be okay. Me personally, I like it warmer, but not too warm when it's hiking time. As long as there's enough water around, we should be good. We are here back on trail, about to get back up to the mountains on the last bit of Damascus sidewalk here, or bike trail. This town is very well known for their Creeper Trail, which intersects with the Appalachian Trail, and it's mostly used for bicycle riding, and that's the biggest business they have for this town. Bike rentals for recreation and riding along this very, very, very known trail. Hello. So, yep, there we go. Bicycle Junction, one of many bike rental places. Alright, so we're back on the Appalachian Trail. Well, we always were, but this is where we get back up into the mountains. So let's do this. Let's ride along Virginia. It's always coming out of a town. It's a lot of elevation gain. So let's get the trails warm. My legs warm up so I can fly through this. Whew. I already feel the heat on my legs. So it's been about 3 hours since we left Damascus. Made it to Saunders Shelter. There's 2 reasons I'm stopping here. This is not home for the night. Still got another 5-6 miles to go, if not more. But this shelter here was the shelter where I spent my third night on the AT on my second shakedown hike with my friend Yolo, who is 4 to 5 days ahead right now. And definitely wanted to check it out. I remember writing on the log. I don't know if the same log is here right now, but I'll see. I wrote a note to myself saying that I was going to come back next year to do the whole thing. And this brings good memories. Me and Yolo here camped that night alone. Of course, it took us significantly longer than what it took me today. I'm sure he also blew through this section when he passed a few days ago. Remember eating dinner here. We set up our tents inside the shelters because it was just us two, and it was on the probably mid to low 20s at night. I remember we got this fire going and we had some fun doing some night painting with the flashlights on that direction. I still have the pictures from that night. So yeah, we had a good time. There's a bird box, which I haven't seen in a while, and then back there's a privy. Plenty of tent spots. So yeah, Virginia is bringing back the good feeling about being at a shelter, because through the end of North Carolina and the whole Tennessee area, it was very disappointing when it comes to shelters. Very, very limited in size, and no privies and no bear cables. So yeah, well, I'm gonna set up here for a few, get some water, maybe eat some lunch, and then I'll keep going. Here, Mr. Snake, you're the first one I see on the trail. You're pretty cool looking. Come on, go. Come on, go the other way so I can pass. Where the Appalachian Trail and the Virginia Creeper Trail meet, and they run together for a little while. Again, mostly Creeper Trail used by bikes, but we're gonna be hiking it. Oh, you wanna see it?
Staying at home, turn off the phone, I will listen.
16 miles later, we have arrived to the Lost Mountain Shelter. Looks like there's already a lot of people there. Now we just gotta find a tent spot and get set. Awesome. Hello. Alright, so good morning. Already on the go after spending the night at the Lost Mountain Shelter. I was able to get a Garmin weather report last night that stated that there was a 10% chance of rain as of 6 a.m., 30% as of 7, but it kept going up, so I ended up deciding to get up really early, pack up before all that, just in case. I didn't want to get my tent wet and then have to pack up. So we were able to get out of the campsite around 7. And now we're ready on the go to the next spot. Sun is starting to pick up and it's not too cold. For the first time since I started, I'm leaving campsite on a t-shirt and shorts, hoping to warm up quick with the hike itself. I'm not sure about the mileage for the day, but we'll see as we go. Alright, so this is been a journey and we finally hit 500 miles on the AT. So feels good. Hope to get to the whole thing. We got 500 down. I don't know what percentage is that. What percentage? You know what percentage is?
Roughly what? 20?
Close to 25%.
Yeah, 550 be 25%.
All right, so we're close to 50 to 25% of the trail. So anyway, 500 miles. There we go. We got it. We are on the Grayson Highlands. decide to push through in hopes to find a spot at the Wise shelter that apparently is the only spot within these grounds where you can camp. And they're not talking about on that particular surroundings, but actually within the shelter that only holds 8 people. So we're testing our luck, see if we can find one of those 8 spots. If not, once get there, we'll have to hike another 4 miles to the next tent site, which is outside of the Grayson Highlands limits, to my understanding. So fingers crossed that we'll find a spot in that shelter, because that will already be a long day for me. So getting to that next tent site will be a new record since I started, of over 20 miles. And this is super rocky, super steep. So this is where the Grayson Highlands start, huh? So what was all that we just walked? Huh, interesting. So, nice bench in there. Alright, so I was wondering where the ponies were, so I want to see Elvis. Alright, so good morning. Staying here at the Wise shelter. We ended up getting in here last night, and it was a really cold night. And let's see if we can find some of this evidence that ponies exist, and it's not just a myth. Because to me, I'll probably find a unicorn before I see a pony. So for all that I know, this could be unicorn crap everywhere, all the way here through the Highlands. See, there's more, but no ponies to be seen. Everybody else have seen them. The logbook inside the shelter states that several people have spotted the ponies. Everybody but me. So hopefully we'll see one on the way out of here. If not, I'll have to come back another time to find the ponies. And it is freezing. Woo.
Need water?
No, not yet. You do?
I'll be all for.
Alright, so made it to State Road 603, and I just came to realize that this was the spot of my last and third, or my third and last shakedown before I started on this amazing journey. I remember parking right there where that white van is. Biggest difference is that that day, January 28th, 2022, there was a snowstorm that had arrived that night, So this whole parking lot was covered completely in snow. It was really hard to drive. My friend Dwayne had to somehow finagle to get my car parked right there where the white van is. And we left my car there to attempt a hike up this way across the street through the Appalachian Trail, 3 miles up to a shelter, which we're gonna pass it in a little bit. But that night I didn't know I had it in me to go up 3 miles when snow was coming down, temperature was dropping, and I remember that night it dropped down to 7 degrees Fahrenheit, which was very, very, very cold. My sleep system made it through that, but it was a rough night. So yeah, we hiked through these completely covered in snow. I would say probably a good 6 to 8 inches of snow overnight. It was bad, but I'm here again, almost the end of April, springtime. Today is cold, but you know, sun is up, and of course no snow anywhere to be seen. So, yep, good times, good times. I'm gonna take advantage of this and get me some water, because there's no water till I get on the other side of the mountain, and we gotta go up all that. But this is beautiful. So today is gonna be another record day for me. Almost to the Trimpe shelter. So right now I just checked, and we were 2.2 of a mile to the shelter, and it was 19.9 miles from the last shelter that we camped last night. So I'm gonna end up with 20.1 miles for the day, which is a new record. Highest mileage for the day before this one was 17.6. Now, did I like it? Not so much. The amount of physical pain and endurance you gotta put for 20 miles through these mountains is a little too much. I'm not saying that it's not doable. It's very doable. A lot of people on the trail do it all the time. But the question is, are you really enjoying the trail? Number 2, are you able to do everything that you would like to do? Are you able to see as much as you would like to see? Because really with this terrain, I spend 90% of the time looking down so I don't trip or fall or twist an ankle. So, me personally, wanting to document all this journey through pictures and videos, doing 20 miles a day is counterproductive. I don't think I'll be doing those high mile days very often. I think my sweet spot is maybe 15 miles, maybe 16, but no more than that. Alright, so it doesn't surprise me that when you really want to be at the shelter is a side trail. Like in this case, it continues that way. It looks like the shelter goes that way. So I guess down to the shelter we go. Hope it's not too far, because I'm about to just collapse on the ground and start crying like a little baby. My feet are in fire. I lost so much weight that I thought about just getting a new belt was gonna help, and apparently it's not enough. My pants keep falling. I gotta figure something out, because it's very uncomfortable to be pulling your pants up every so many steps. I see some tents already. We're about to wake everybody up, because by this time most people are already sleeping. Oh well, I've been disturbed so many times since I started this that I'm not gonna feel too guilty tonight.